And they are back on that motorbike, driving into the sunset, finally reunited and in love. And that's why I have a problem with this message and this movie. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I kept on trying to look at the movie from, this is not about Jenny, okay? This is not about her. Because she also says that it's kind of like a meta thing. It's based on her, but it's not her. I also try to look at it from, I'm not just going to be, blindsided by all the hate that is happening and how everyone is saying that it's trash. I really try to approach it with, let me look at this as the message that she's trying to share. And people, the message is whack. So the movie starts with the story told 1,000 times or 1,000 years ago. One of the two, whatever, makes you feel more emotional. Aida and Taru are two lovers that are not supposed to be together. They try to keep their love a secret, but her father finds out. Now, because he's mad that he finds out about this forbidden love, he orders her to marry another man. Alida is desperate. She doesn't know what to do. So she prays to the gods. Please, don't let me marry this man that I do not love. And the gods come to the rescue. They turn her into flour. Yes, a very interesting solution. I mean, gods have their ways, I guess. I don't want to get married because I don't love this guy. Don't you worry, you're gonna be a flower. Taru is desperate, waiting for Alida at their usual spot, but she doesn't show up. So the gods inform him, look, man, she prayed to the gods and the gods turned her into a flower. He asks them to help him find this flower, the flower that is Alida. And the gods, I guess, have a meeting again and brainstorm and come up with a wonderful idea. They turned Taru into a hummingbird so he can fly from flower to flower, efficiency, to find Alida, searching for eternity. Mary, the typical story of the forbidden love and true love and how we will do everything to come back together. Search for eternity for that soulmate. Now, that love story was a love story that not J-Lo grew up with. It was a story that she heard from her grandmother, I think, or was it mother? Again, whatever makes you more emotional, and made her believe in true love. When she was asked what she wants to be when she grows up, she wanted to be in love. Now, side note, I did not J-Lo because apparently this is not supposed to be a J-Lo story, although it is based on J-Lo. So, it's not J-Lo, but also a wink. Now, J-Lo grows up. She is an adult woman, and she is in love. She is experiencing the freedom of love, the joy, the happiness. She's riding on a motorbike with her soulmate, going into the sunset. This is what she always wished for. This was her true love. But this bliss is shattered. They fall from the bike, and it's a representation of how their love crashed. It got broken. And J-Lo realizes that not all love stories have a happy ending. Side note, I do not know why not all stories have a happy ending, because the story that she grew up with, which is a true love story, also didn't sound like having a happy ending. After the crash, we see Jennifer in a factory, a heart factory. The factory represents love. This big heart, this big mechanical heart is something that someone is taking care of, I guess workers at this factory, and it is shutting down. Love in the world died. No one believes in love anymore. So it's this play between not Jenny getting her heart broken, but also the situation in world, in life, how there is missing this hope for love. Now, the breakdown of the song in this part is all about resilience, all about perseverance. J-Lo breaks her moves, which they start a little fishy. I'm not gonna lie, they start a little bit like, When a heart is failing, I do not know how you're standing in front of it and start doing this. It didn't match, okay? Apart from that, the song wasn't that bad, It wasn't like a showstopper, but it kind of, I wasn't also, oh my God, I can't listen to this. Please, God, help me, or devil, whoever, just make it stop. No, that was not the case. I was just focused on the lyrics because I wanted to understand what is not Jenny going through. Yes, on the outside, everything looks like perfect. She has a smile. She has this perfect life. But no one understands what's beneath it. No one understands that she's hurting. She's just a normal person hurting. And she's also not going to give up on this heart failure. She's not going to give up that everything goes to shit. So she puts on a suit and she risks her life to fix the mechanical heart. I don't know why she's the one that is chosen to do that. Okay, maybe she's the manager, They always risk their lives for other people. Or maybe it's again, a representation of her heart. This is her heartbreak. Did not J-Lo save the heart? No, she does not manage. And everything shuts down. She's at her therapist. This was all a dream. This is a dream she's retelling to her therapist because she doesn't really get it. But she does understand that when that heartbreak happened, something changed. Like it was really difficult. She thought she's gonna die. And since that day, she keeps on having this dream about her trying to save this heart, but doesn't manage. The dream is clearly about Diddy going down. Wait, that's the wrong one. Try to analyze my dreams. On one hand, I'm running from dinosaurs. On the other hand, I'm swimming in a pool in a resort. Breaking mechanical heart. Easy. The dreams of her trying to save this life heart that will save the humanity is about herself and her heartbreak and how she needs to fix her heart in order to live again. We also learned that not Jenny is into astrology. Oh yeah, she knows about the signs. She knows what's a typical Taurus. She knows how Taurus and Leo go together. They fight a lot, right? She's all about the matches, the pairs that go together. Like 90% of women. Let's not pretend that we haven't been there, okay? Okay. When you meet someone and everything is going well and then you also find out that they are the right sign. No, I don't believe in astrology, but also that's a plus, okay? That is that a destiny? Not Jenny is no different. She also believes in astrology. And right now, she is with someone who is her match. She is with a Libra. Leo and Libra go together. It's a thing. Is it though? And we enter the typical rebound relationship. When you enter in a relationship with someone not fully healed from a previous breakup, let's say, or maybe being in love with someone else. But because you do not know how to deal with that on your own and you rather seek someone else to help you fix it, to fill that void, to put that bandage on, you end up in a relationship that is not good. And in worst case, which is exactly what not Jenny is going through, a relationship that is toxic, that it's abusive. Not Jenny admits that she entered this relationship not being in love, thinking about someone else, having someone else on her phone, not being emotionally available. And she recognizes that as much she was not ready and trying to seek something from another person to help her fill that void, also the other person was not the best guy. He presented himself as a good guy, as a safe place for her. But he himself had issues. She finally breaks free. She cuts that bond and she walks away. Libras suck. It is what it is. That's exactly what she says, okay? In the movie. It's not me saying. But here's the thing. Not Jenny is not just this victim that got lost in this relationship. She's a grown woman, right? She knew what this was. She made her choice. But now it's time to let it go. So she's basically taking the responsibility of letting herself try to find something in someone else because she was hurt, right? And that was not the best approach because that exposed her to people that are not the best. people who knew how to recognize that she's actually hurt and she will ignore the red flags will take advantage of that. What I would like to add here, because I didn't really see it being portrayed in the movie, yes, I agree. It is 100% true that when you are in a low place, you are more likely to ignore the red flags, right? Red flags. You are more likely to dismiss when someone is not the right fit for you because you're more focused on getting that recognition that you are worth enough. That yes, you went through a heartbreak. Yes, this other person didn't love you as much as you wanted to be loved or didn't work out. But look, there are other people who are showing me that I am worth enough, that there's nothing wrong with me. But what I'm missing is we need to take responsibility when we decide to enter a relationship with someone else and play them like that. Yes, people take advantage of you being hurt. Let's not neglect that us being hurt means that we ourselves are acting probably more selfishly than we should. We are not really looking at that person. We are not really trying to understand, are we a good fit for one another? Can I also bring to this relationship something? But we are more focused on, oh, how will I feel safe? Neglecting that entering something without love is very shady, is a red flag. You yourself are being a little bit of a bee, okay? Playing this other person, making them believe that you are in love and you are in it for whatever when you are not, okay? So, let's take responsibility on both sides. That's just my 2 cents. We gotta look to the astrology, to the zodiac council upstairs looking down on her. They are also confused because Libra and Leo should technically work. But the problem is, it's her. She's too hurt. She needs some stability before she can actually meet someone who is her perfect match. She needs to explore. Now, Jenny missed that mark because for her, she needs to explore meant let's get married. Not 1 time, but 3 times. Not Jenny does not give up on love. Not only not give up on love, she does not give up on marriages. We go through 3 marriages where we see not Jenny happy, joyful, in love. This feels right. This guy feels the right guy. Again, all 3 of them. When she throws her bouquet, all of the friends avoid it because it's probably cursed. Not Jenny is living this delusional life. She doesn't want to give up on love, while everyone around her sees that this is wrong. They all see that she is jumping from a relationship to a relationship to fill something in, to fill some gap, and that's just not the way. Not Jenny is having fun. She's smeared with the cake and she's at her couple therapist. Her and her man are having troubles. He's expressing how she only sees him as an object. He doesn't feel like she actually wants him. She's actually in this relationship for the relationship. She's always working. He feels like an accessory. All 3 of them. Not Jenny has a problem, okay? Now, for not Jenny, the problem is that these guys are not the right guys, right? Because this is who she is. He's been treating her like shit, and this is not healthy. It's time to let go. For all 3 of them. You see, the problem is that the husband, all 3 of them, make her feel like she's at home. And she left home for a reason. Boom. Like that was a confusing line, okay? It was a confusing line. You need to know the background of what is even home for not Jenny to understand that was like, I gave it to you now. Apparently, not Jenny never felt good enough at home. So this reference is kind of like, you are making me feel not good enough. And she's leaving. All 3 of them. Okay? And just like that, Pisces, Cancer, and Virgo are out the door. No match. The astrology council is confused. Like, what the heck? This is weird. Like she's running through signs. Like what the way she's going, it looks like she's like a man-eater. She just goes from one to the other. But that's not who she is. We know that not Jenny is more than that. But she has to look within. She has to look in the mirror. She has to work on herself. Now, the science can't help her, okay? This is out of their hands. She needs to do it on her own. It has to be her own journey. But friends can also help. Not Jenny walks into her home and there they are. All of her friends sitting ready to give her an intervention. There's a problem though. Not Jenny is not alone. She came in with a guy, okay? They are a little bit drunk. They're having fun. He is a bit younger than her and they are just this giggly, just playful. So when she sees all of her friends sitting there all serious with all their faces, ready to talk to her, she's like, please go home. What are you doing in my house? I'm having fun. Stop telling me that I should look at myself and figure out what life is, what love is. It's nothing serious. I'm just having fun. Mary, how many of your friends said that? Every time they enter a bad relationship, they're like, it's just fun, You never know. You only live once. For the 10th time. But you know what? Eventually, the guy leaves and not Jenny is sitting down to hear her friends out. Like, what do they want to say? And they tell her that they are afraid she is a relationship addict. And not Jenny, she reached her tipping point. She's like, you will judge me. You think I have a problem? None of her friends have a relationship. They are or afraid or they are not believing in love, whatever it is. And they are trying to tell her that what she's doing is wrong. But what is wrong with trying to or wanting to be with someone? What is wrong to wanting to share her life with someone else? What is so wrong to believe in love? Now, my 2 cents on it. I don't know how we got here. That anyone said that there is wrong to be with someone else or that there is wrong to believe in love or blah, blah, blah. Okay. I think it went from you have a problem jumping from a relationship to relationship and then jumping to why can't I believe in love? I don't know how that they just did bum, which no. Okay. No one was saying that, but I guess it was needed to presented it that way for, I guess, the plot or whatever. So all of her friends are kind of, they felt the slap and they're just sitting and looking at her and thinking, you know what? Yes, it's all over her face that what she said were bars, okay? What is wrong to wanting to be in love? Not Jenny is back at her therapist wondering, what the F am I doing wrong? Why are things going wrong all the time? Like, why can't I just find someone? And the therapist spits some bars of his own. It's all very romantic, but it's not real love. She understands that her friends are just trying to help, okay? She understands that she knows how people are looking at her, like she's weak. She knows how people are looking at hopeless romantics, thinking they're not strong enough. That's why they keep on going from a relationship to relationship. But that's not the case. Not Jenny is strong as fuck, okay? Because you need to be strong as F to keep on believing, to keep on going forward, even though you fell flat on your face so many times, okay? And that's what people are missing, that believing in love is strength. Again, I don't know how we went from one thing to the other thing. If you're someone who is a hopeless romantic, you are automatically also someone who makes decisions that are not the best. I kind of do not like that narrative. And I don't like it because, look, people, I am a romantic, 100%. But at the same time, I'm not just jumping from a relationship to relationship, getting married and just trying to find someone who will fulfill my dreams. Okay? I can be a romantic and still have a healthy approach to building something with someone else. So that rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. I was like, okay, yes. This is a powerful speech, but also, did you just, jump a little bit just to make it seem how good this is? Okay. Now Jenny also goes about how she believes that good things happen to good people, and how come she's not the one that's getting this true love. And I don't know how good it is jumping from a relationship to relationship. As much as you think that other people are the problem, how are you entering these relationships? Okay? Are you really that good of a person, or are you also using these people in some way? I've made a video about it, that how a lot of the times we do not recognize the selfish parts of ourselves in a relationship, especially when the other person is not the best. Because here's the thing, when a person is not the best for you, it is so much easier to totally neglect your part in it. And I'm not saying like it's the victim's fault to get in that relationship and blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying when we enter certain relationships and when we keep on staying, apart from the psychological thing and everything, there is something selfish that is driving us. In my case, my selfish part was the idea of being in a relationship, the status of the relationship, the worth and the identity I was attaching to being someone in a relationship. I saw that that's the ultimate worth, right? And it took me some time to actually recognize what is the problem that I have, or the problem, what is the illusion that I have, the belief that is driving me that I need to let go before I enter in a relationship with someone else. Because otherwise it will just, if I only see that the other people are the problem, I will never really understand what can I do on my side to recognize sooner when you are not a good fit with someone else. Okay. And here, for me, the way not Jenny is dealing with this does go into, she doesn't really see what is her problem, right? And it's all about just these guys are not the right guys. And we cut to not Jenny being at her home, lying on her couch and watching TV, watching the classic, The Way We Were. You'll never find anyone as good for you as I am, to believe in you as much as I do, or love you as much. Not Jenny is repeating what Barbara Streisand is saying. And to me, all of it is toxic. This is toxic. Look, let me read this to you. You'll never find anyone as good for you as I am. Okay, I guess you know exactly what the other person wants. No one else can be there for that person. That's healthy. To believe in you as much as I do, or love you as much. I mean, let's talk about unlocking some trauma for the other person. There's a thin line between romantic and cuckoo, okay? And this to me is cuckoo. Counsel is deciding that they need a little voodoo, okay? It's the time for her to look in herself. It's the time for her to figure out, to fix that broken heart by herself. She finally needs to know who she is. She needs to find herself back again. Not Jenny decides to go to the LAA, the Love Addict Anonymous. I used to think that it was everybody else that was broken. But now I think maybe it was just me. Not Jenny starts to sing and people start to break dance. I'm going to tell you, this was such a miss when it comes to the dance choreography and the song. I'm not a choreographer or anything, but it was a miss. Like, I cannot focus on the emotion and vulnerability that not Jenny is finally sharing. And then people are like, but not Jenny is finally sharing her truth. And her truth is that she's been broken since the day she went through the heartbreak, since the day she lost her true love. She never really let go, and she never really healed from that. She's also wondering if he is feeling the same way, if he is broken like her. She loved him more than she loved herself. I have to say that this part, like if you're focusing on the lyrics, she does really tell not Jenny's story, apparently. and the fact that maybe she never really let go of this, her first love. After the LAA, she is back at home and she is finally burning the letters from the guy that broke her. She is ready to let go. Her true love might never find her. They are not at the place where he will come back. So it's time to let go. And with that, it's also time to let go of all the childhood fairy tales and myths. Maybe the hummingbird never finds his lover. Ding dong! A friend at the door. Not only one of her friends, it is one of her friends who never believed in love. And he is handing her the invite to his own wedding. The cynic has become a believer when a believer became a cynic. The friend is the cynic that became the believer, while not Jenny is once believer that became a cynic. She says that he was right. There is no true love. There is no soulmates. It's all voodoo vaja bibi, okay? But he corrects her. Him, the cynic, he found love. And he found love because of her beliefs. Not Jenny is again at the therapist and she is sharing a dream. But this time, the dream was different. This time, the dream meant something different. She is in her old neighborhood. Big time is back. That's apparently how they called her when she was living in the block, on the block. It's all gray. It's all a creepy vibe. She's walking and she keeps on feeling like someone is following her. But every time she turns around, there's no one. So she keeps on walking and she comes across La Botanica, across her, a store across where she used to live. She looks in and she sees the heart and the petals like from the heart factory. And she feels someone grabbing her. She turns around and it's her. It's little not Jenny. And she's all bruised and scarred. And she says, "You don't love me." And the older not Jenny says, "No, I love you." And they have this, back and forth. "Oh, I want to hug you." "No, don't hug me because you don't love me. You love everyone else but me." And the big not Jenny hugs the little not Jenny. And she says, "No, I love you. I'm sorry." And everything shines again. Not Jenny finally realized that what she was missing is the love for herself. She was missing to take care of that little not Jenny that was hurt. Because the little not Jenny needed love. She didn't get enough love. Not from mom and dad, but from herself. She finally finds what's missing. It's the true love, the love that will last forever. It's the love she needs to have for herself. The petals start coming from everywhere. They start filling the mechanical heart. And not Jenny's heart and the heart of the world, the heart of life, love is alive again. It is magical. The council is, illuminated because the light of her finding her love for herself also made everything, the stars matched and everything went, woohoo, great. The wedding bells start. Not Jenny is happy. She's walking. Everything is, magical. This warm light. Everything is a representation of happiness, of joy, of love. It's not her wedding. Haha, plot twist. It's her friend's wedding. You see, not Jenny was finally ready and she was okay being alone. She was okay having that love for herself. She didn't need anyone else. She could even go to this wedding without a +1. And she was just happy seeing other people being in love. That's what she shares with her therapist. Jenny, not Jenny, is finally happy. She is okay and she's okay being alone. But she will never stop believing in love. So she walks out and sits on a bench. It's raining. A hummingbird comes to her. Is this the true love? Did the love find her when she finally accepted that it is okay to be alone and having love for herself? So she breaks into the dance in the rain. A little side note, some parts of the dancing in the rain are ridiculous. At the last scene of the movie, we are back at the wedding of her friend, the wedding where she felt like she's good being alone and she finally let go of this true love or this past love of hers, this soulmate, just for him to show up. Her soulmate found her. And they are back on that motorbike, driving into the sunset, finally reunited and in love. Now, where do I have a little bit of problem with this? Let's talk about it. Which one is it? Are you talking about self-love and that's the true love? Or are you talking about self-love in order to have the love that you always wanted? It's mind-blowing to give out the message that the only reason you need to love yourself or find that healing with yourself, okay, is to be with someone else. This is how I see it, okay? I think she wanted to share that the love her and Ben Affleck have is true love. I knew we were meant for each other. I knew from the day one that this is the one. But I had to learn some things about myself. I wasn't ready for us to actually be together. But now we are together. And this is the magic. I was right. Okay, I was right. That's the thing. We are perfect for each other and you should believe it also. Which it's good, you know, like you do you. But when you're trying to make it as this, a message for everyone, what about if she suddenly wakes up and realizes that basically all the work that she did was the wrong work because the fact that she went back to the person who didn't treat her the best means that she never really healed. And there's another lesson that she needs to learn. What about if that's the outcome? I also don't appreciate the fact that the other message, let's say, is, you know, that you should believe in something magical. But from her eyes, like the magical thing is being reunited with the person you always loved, with your true love, which I would rather see that she would say that you should believe in magic. There is someone out there for you, but that's not the aim. That's not the point. The point is the magic in yourself and accepting yourself. At the end of the day, she wanted to share her love with Ben and how special it is. I love myself part is almost like an illusion that she created because there needs to be some story about the fact that they came back together, right? Because she does believe in magic. And like I said, that's all good. You can totally believe in that and live in that. Like, what the fuck do I know? What the fuck does the other person know? But at the same time, you don't need to make a movie where you're trying to portray a message to everyone because it ain't that. So, you know. Let me know in the comments below how you felt about it. Did you see anything that I might have missed? Or, you know, did you like it? And as always, trust your individuality.